Welcome to Tarleton International Raceway for the NXGEN private event. Despite the name, NXGEN was not the only tuning house at this event, but they certainly came out in force. We'll get back to this astounding lineup of cars right after we find somebody to start the driver's briefing. Only problem is, nobody wants to do it.
Things are tight there. You speak. Now you've lost your voice. Now you've lost your voice. You got the biggest mouth. First and fucking black mamba, but I don't want to speak. I lost it out. You are the chairman of the staff. Welcome everybody. Basil? Basil speaks. Basil? Send Basil and Craig up together. Come. Craig can't speak.
Eventually, the track officials got tired of waiting and started the briefing themselves.
It is an MSA. Hello, one meeting, please.
Come on, Mr. Clark.
It is an MSA sanctioned event. I do have a permit for it, so all MSA rules apply. Right, when you come up to the line, you will have your helmet buckled. Okay? Long sleeves, closed shoes, long pants, full apparel. You come up to the line and you don't, I'm just going to chase you back off. And no smoking up at the start line.
Especially the Greeks.
Okay, especially the Greeks apparently.
Cypriots.
Because they get a good discount there at the corner cafe.
Like as in, what kind of smoke?
No.
Oh, cigarette smoke.
That's smoke.
We're not a mug smoke all the time.
It can be a complicated situation.
Guys, no alcohol. For you or anybody that's come up to the top there.
You're smoking a lot.
Sorry? Stelios, are you one of the smokers?
Nah, I don't smoke. Not at all.
Guys, driver swaps. There will be no driver swaps. I've had 2 incidents this morning already. The driver allocated for that car is the guy that drives that car. If there's another driver, come and get an entry form. Come do your indemnities and the right things, the licenses, by all means. Okay, if I catch you with a driver swap, it's easy. I load you, you can load your car up, or you can drive home. Simple as that. So hand over to Tariq and Basil.
Welcome, guys. Just thank you for all being here. I hope we have fun and everything.
There's a challenge here from Kyle.
No,
There's a
we'll
challenge
get there
from
now.
Kyle.
But just on 2 things quickly. If Gavin and Quinton don't get a record today, then they're going to be paying for the whole event. All the guys who are actually practicing, if there's no record set up, you guys are paying for the event. Okay, that's it, guys. Let's have fun. And then, yeah, there's a challenge. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, there's a challenge. Stand up, Kyle. Mr. Facebook himself, clap him out. Put up a 10K, I can't back it. So they're going to give him a friendly challenge. What cars? What do you think?
Gatson versus
No. Clap him out. Where's Calvin?
Calvin, where are you?
Calvin?
There we go.
Calvin came with 20K. So give me 2-to-1 odds.
Okay, guys, let's have fun, man.
Now we can finally get to what we all came here for, motorsport. This is Ian Repsol's 2JZ powered full drag car, resembling a Lexus. Unfortunately, this car somehow chewed up its head gasket warming up the transmission. It's a real shame that we didn't get to see this car go down the strip. This BMW M235i runs a pure Stage 2 turbo with port fuel injection, AFE intake, and an Exceed catalyst downpipe attached to an M Performance exhaust with an Exceed bench flash running on a 30% ethanol fuel mix. 2.4 seconds on his first run out is crazy. Take a look at this factory spec M4. It's utterly gorgeous. But why would somebody bring a stock M4 to an event like this? Well, we'll get to that. For now, take a look at this car's first run of the day to give you an idea of how fast that M235i actually was. Struggling for traction as he doesn't have slicks like the M235i, and then does a 14.5 second run. This is the real reason he's here. Sean doesn't just pilot that M4 on the streets, he also pilots this track-built CBR. Even with the front end refusing to stay down, he runs an 11.5 second run. Sean wasn't the only person there on a bike. In fact, 4 extremely fast bikes came to this event. Sean was the only person there without boost on his bike. This is Craig's turbocharged Hayabusa. 9.29 seconds at 244 kilometers an hour is an extremely impressive shakedown run. One of 2 GTRs that didn't come from NXGEN. We have Krish Lee's R35. This car runs Switzer P800 turbos, boosting 1.3 bar, with HKS actuators opening the wastegates into a titanium exhaust. 2 Walbro 485 fuel pumps fuel the AMS fuel rails that power 1100cc injectors. ECU tech allows this car to run flex fuels, while forged Manly pistons and rods allow this bottom end to handle huge amounts of power. The upgraded gearbox and clutches are needed to get this power to the wheels, and the Toyo R888s try to put this power onto the road. What do you know, this next-gen built Evo wants to take a swing at the GTR. While this might look ambitious, this Evo is probably the most capable Lancia in the country, so don't think that it's going to be an easy race for the GTR. Now we have the other GTR that didn't come from NXGEN. This car was tuned by Motronic. This is Kyle, ATT Mr. Facebook. He runs a NXGEN Alpha 6 conversion in his matte grey R35 GTR. The most beautiful GTR here, and certainly one of the most beautiful cars here. We have Yaku's Liberty Walk R35, sporting an Alpha 9 conversion from NXGEN. I never thought I'd ever see a slammed wide-body GTR actually come to the track and perform, but Yaku certainly did. From the Liberty Walk Alpha 9, we go to the Nismo kitted out Alpha 8. From Christo's awesome pre-facelift, we go to the Melrose Nissan 2017 Alpha 6, also built by NXGEN. This is the car that Rechard used to win the street class at the Neisner Hill Climb. Now, this might confuse you a little bit, but this Alpha 9 belongs to Stelios. Not Stelios with the Alpha 20, we'll get to him just now. This car belongs to another Stelios, and his Alpha 9 has been stroked to a 4.1 litre. This car was also built by NXGEN. This is Tariq's 2017 GTR, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about it.
Would you like to tell us a little bit more about the tires you're running?
The Mickey Thompson's semi-slicks,
We're just going to try it out for the first time and see how it does. So basically an Alpha 6 is a standard GTR, Y-pipe, down-pipe, flexi fuel and actuators. It makes about 500 kilowatts. Hopefully it should break into the 10s, maybe 10.9, 10.8.
This beautiful Evo and M4 didn't see the track at all, just like Jackie's R35. Unlike those two, Edrich with the Alpha 7, who also came in 7th place in his class at the Neisner Hill Climb, had to hit the track. This car certainly looks like a track toy sponsored by Motul and Toyo Tires. The best part about this car, like most of the GTRs here today, is the fact that they drove to the track, got punished, and then drove home again. Here we have Uncle Ben's monstrous Alpha 16. I'm going to let Uncle Basil tell you a little bit more about this car.
Uncle Basil, you want to tell us about that car we're going to?
That's an Alpha 16, complete motor, bullet motor, with a complete gearbox, running about 1600 horsepower.
Yes, you saw right. That was an all-wheel drive GTR doing a rear-wheel drive burnout. NXGEN sells all-wheel drive controllers for the R35 that enables these cars to do this.
It's an 8.7 second GTR, ladies and gents. This time around, once again, 8.74. I actually think it's a bit quicker than the previous race.
Just had R on. That's fine. But there was traction, right? That's why it went off. Because when it starts, it's like bouncing in first, short shift first and back in second. Because if you do it from first, the track's still cold. And you get wheel slip. Alright. It's just traction, it's limiting. Okay.
Now we can go from the Alpha 16 to the Alpha 20. This is currently the fastest road legal car in the country.
Uncle Stelios?
Hi, my bud.
So you want to tell us what you're running today?
I'm going to be running my Alpha 20 today. God willing, car stays together and we're destined for a good time today, hopefully. Well, we're trying to get into the 7s.
Oh, good luck. Anything different on the car?
Yeah, it just costs more money.
This is Jacques, and that's his infinity-tuned Kawasaki H2. Forget about Shamil's GTR. Yes, he also owns the Evo, but we'll get back to that just now. This is one of 2 toys that Jacques brought to the track today, and we'll show you the other one once this H2 makes a pass.
Wheel spin, launch control, traction control, all those things now are there for a big reason.
This is Jacques' NXGEN built Alpha 6. Even with him scrambling for traction, this car did an 11.2 second pass. Clearly, Team NXGEN was out in full force. Those of you that follow our web series, Underground GP, will recognize the X5M that Simone brought out. It's powered by a lot of NOS. Graham actually did the nitrous conversion on this car all by himself. Now, he's advising his wife on how to get this barge down the 400 meters as fast as possible.
Can't do that.
Like most modern cars, this X5 has a whole host of configurable electronics that make it easy to live with on the road and aggressive on the track. Sometimes these systems can become cumbersome.
Into 3rd gear, you must change at 6. Well, how many minutes down the right?
Now that the X5 has been configured, it's ready for its first run down the strip. Simone just made an 11-second pass with the X5M. As you can see, Graham was very happy. And yes, that's Calvin from the 011 with the RS3. Now, Graham is going to have a run on his Kawasaki H2. This bike is also tuned by Mr. Infinity from Cape Town. Back to Calvin. He's not here with his RS3 today. He's here with this gorgeous 911 Turbo S that was tuned by Cobb Overseas in collaboration with Motronics. They've also made the exhaust less restrictive. So this car's basically a 911 Turbo S with software and downpipe. First run of the day, and it's a low 11-second pass. Nicely done, Calvin. The same man that helped tune Calvin's Porsche and the Nilo Performance GTR is now on the line, Uncle Mo from Motronics.
Front wheel drive, K series. I think he's currently number 1 or fourth on the list worldwide. His aim is to break the world record today. God willing, my man is going to do it today.
Thank you. We're going to try our best.
Good luck, Uncle
Thank
Quentin.
you.
For those of you that don't know, this is Quinton's K24 turbo-powered EK Civic. This car is just shy of 1,100 horsepower at 2 bar worth of boost pressure. The car runs a complete drag cartel CNC head with billet cams. Quinton and Hercules built the car and everything that goes with it. Then MJR Technologies tuned the Motec to make this crazy amount of power. A PPG H-pattern gearbox then takes the power to the massive full drag radial slicks on the front. What do you know, he bogs the launch and almost makes a 9-second pass. This is Henk's Camaro RS, powered by a 496 cubic inch big block V8. That converts to about 8.1 liters. High compression pistons and eagle rods are attached to the stroker crank. Promax big port heads and a competition valve train help spin this massive rotating assembly. The Manley manifold and Holly Dominator carburetor enable this 2-stage nitrous system to make big power. How big? Well, the first stage is a 210 horsepower spacer plate shot, and the second stage is a 300 horsepower port shot. All that force goes to a 2-speed power glide gearbox, sporting a trans brake to help this car get off the line. This gearbox turns a huge 9-inch solid spool diff, which then takes the power to 2 massive full drag radial slicks. Put these extremely impressive specifications aside for a second, and let's just look at it and listen to it. Certainly one of the coolest cars here today. First run out and the car almost jumped lanes, but he also almost made a 9-second pass.
It's sticky today, huh?
That's lucky.
Yeah.
This is Mark from RCB Racing.
What do you think of the buggy's performance?
I think it's lekker. Well, from in 2 weeks' time, we dropped from a 12.2 to 11 flat.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive. So we're hoping we're going to break in a 10 now.
Even though this 4.1 litre Alpha 9 pulled up alongside the RCB Bucky, they didn't race heads up. RCB Racing is a premium tuning house catering to all your motoring needs. They've teamed up with Autoplay as our official supplier of fuels, chemicals, and additives for the Initiation 2017 events. And this is their 4 AGE powered turbocharged and nitrous fed Nissan Champ. Stay tuned for more information about the Initiation 2017 event. For now, let us introduce you to the most powerful car here today. This 10-liter twin ProMod 88 turbocharged big block Ford piloted by Gavin. This car fuels 16 5,000cc injectors with methanol, controlled by a Heltec ECU, turning a 2-speed power glide gearbox, which then powers a massive 9-inch diff. A double rail tube chassis and a 4-link rear suspension are tasked with holding on to this drivetrain, while a fiberglass body and carbon Kevlar front end hang on for dear life.
The Mustang 7.34 second run, exit speed of 309.
Now that we've shown you the cars that'll be racing, let's go back to the strip to see how the rest of the day unfolds. Looks like we're gonna have a heads up. 12.67 second run for the BMW, and the GTR doesn't even take the race seriously. Next up we have Calvin with the 911 Turbo S. This man owns the 2 fastest VAGs I've ever encountered, and he wants to go up against Jacques on the H2. But the safety marshal absolutely refused, so this 4.1 liter GTR stepped up to the plate. 10.4 seconds for the Porsche and 11.2 for the GTR. Now, Jacques is going to go down by himself to see if he can beat Calvin's time of 10.4 seconds. The H2 just beat the Porsche with a 10.1 second run. Graham's H2 is going to make the next pass. 10.98 seconds, exiting at 250 kilometers an hour dead. This is Kyle's Alpha 6.
Right, once again guys, do not forget
That's an 11.7 second pass for Kyle. This is Uncle Ben's Alpha 16, and he's lining up next to Jacques' Alpha 6. Ever wondered what 1,000 horsepower looks like? Let's watch that again. Both cars didn't use launch control, so obviously the smaller turbo spooled faster, getting Jacques down the 200 meters first. Then Uncle Ben's big turbos come to life, and he starts to make 1,000 horsepower more than the car on the left. So he catches and passes with a significantly higher exit speed. The BMW M235i is back. Unfortunately for him, so is Jacques. That's a 12.3 second pass from the BMW.
Right there, lady, 11.56.
Jacques is back again. And this time, his Alpha 6 runs a low 11 second pass. But it still wasn't enough to beat the 10.7 second pass from the Alpha 8. Pure Stage 2 M235i versus software and downpipe 911 Turbo S. The Porsche is consistently fast, and the BMW is consistently improving.
Mr. Facebook himself?
Number 1, I'll put number 2.
Mr. Facebook himself? You filmed the race?
That was my only job.
Did you film the first one?
First race
Who won the first one?
was a warm-up race. You
The
saw
one
it.
on the right.
First race was a warm-up
always
race.
excuses.
I took off slowly to warm my car up. Second race was the race where we both launched.
Kyle struggles for traction because unlike Tariq, his car is still on road tires. Kyle abandons the run, and Tariq runs a 10.7.
Okay, but I'll give you a third chance, Lucky.
But let me put slicks on because he's running slicks.
One nil.
So what about the first one? What about the first?
Now we have Graham versus Jacques. Infinity tuned H2 versus Infinity tuned H2. Only difference is, Jacques is a lot more aggressive than Graham.
8.04 second run.
Quinton is back, looking to beat the K-Series world record of 8.23 seconds. His first run of the day was a bog start 10-second run. Not quite the world record, but my word, that is fast. Now we have Shamil's NXGEN built 750 kilowatt Evo 9 versus Calvin's rather stock 911 Turbo S. Unfortunately, the Evo bogged his launch and the Porsche put in another consistently good run.
In the right lane, NXGEN, Mitsubishi Lancer, the left lane, very, very strong. Right, the right lane running at 10.8.
Now we have Jacques on his H2. 10.27 seconds on this run. Uncle Mo is back, and he's going up against the NXGEN Evo. Evo bogs its launch again, and the Mercedes goes on to make a 12.25 second pass. Up next is the NOS-fed X5M versus the rather stock M4. Simone left Sean for dead. The NXGEN Evo is back, looking to get a better launch. He nails the launch, almost. And with the help of the sequential gearbox, the Evo does a 10.29 second run. Now we have the Motronics tuned Nilo Performance GTR. 9.92 seconds. This is Rechard in the R35 versus Calvin in the 911, who launched from the unprepped shoulder. Here we have Mr. Craig Zank on his turbocharged drag-built Hayabusa.
9.22 second run.
Now we have Rechard versus Krush Lee, GTR versus GTR, R35 versus R35.
R35, left and right. Who's it going to be? Left and right. Is it going to be left or right? Left and right's going to take it very comfortably with a 10.43 second run.
Simone is back with the X5M. This car is completely stock standard, aside from the fact that it runs nitrous.
Here's over the X5 in the left-hand lane. Running an 11.8 second run.
Following his misses, Graham is up next on the H2. That's a 10.4 second pass for Graham. Quinton is on the line looking for that sub 8.23 second run to break the world record for K-Series motors. Unfortunately, somewhere within this 9.11 second run, the oil pump on King K failed. Sadly, Quinton would not be setting a new world record today, but he did beat his personal best. A few weeks later, King K was running again, and Quinton came back at Tuner Wars to run in 8.27 seconds. That means he's now 0.04 seconds away from the record he's been hunting so badly.
All the way down, all the way! Run to 8.277, ladies and gentlemen!
Jacques and Simone are about to go heads up down the 400.
Must be BMW keeping up to the GTR very nicely.
Yes, Gavin Wilkins and that crazy Mustang looking thing are back. This is the quickest car here today, this is the most powerful car here today, and this is probably the most entertaining car here today. The Autoplay Initiation 2017 Circuit Challenge will be equally focused on going fast as it will be about entertaining the crowd, but we'll tell you more about that just now.
GWR, ladies and gents, Mustang running a very quick 7.4.
Where most GTRs are equal, some are just more equal than others. This Alpha 20 belongs to Stelios, and it's the most powerful GTR here today. This car makes so much power, if they don't get those massive Mickey Thompsons warm, they won't have much traction in the first couple of gears. Graham is very excited to see Stelios set a new record, so he's not prepared to send this car down the strip until he gets some heat in those rear tires. Unfortunately for Stelios, his car bogs hard.
Very, very strong GTR there.
Even with a wasted 60 foot, he makes a 10.6 second pass. Gavin's methanol-fueled Mustang is back.
Racing, ladies and gents, rocking the Mustang.
This beautiful Evolution 9 is back for another attempt, with probably a harder launch to get this car into the 9-second bracket. Unfortunately, 10.3 seconds is as fast as this Evo will cover the 400 meters today, as this attempt just turned the transfer case into confetti. Sorry, Shamil. Hank's beautiful nitrous-hungry Camaro is back to beat the 10-second pass he made earlier. And he does with a blistering 9.7 second run. Uncle Mo is here for a burnout. This massive Merc goes on to do a 12.35 second run. Uncle Ben is back on the line with his Alpha 16 looking to become the fastest road car in the country. And he does it with an 8.69 second pass, beating the 8.7 seconds set by Stelios with the Alpha 20. Hank in the Camaro is about to do his last run of the day. Now it's Gavin's turn to end his day at the track.
man. Are you going home now? It was nice to meet you.
And with that, as people slowly make their way back home, the racing is finally over. So let us get back to RCB Racing quickly. Remember we told you they've partnered with us on the Initiation 2017 event? Well, what does this mean? It means they'll be supplying the track bite solution for our drag race weekend. Yes, just like Tarleton's track today, we're going to prep the track for the Initiation Drag Challenge, which is a camp-over race weekend. The track will be open for practice from Saturday morning to Sunday morning, where the first 100 meters of the strip will be prepared with track bite. On Sunday morning, just before the 1 kilometer drag challenge starts, the first 400 meters of the strip will be prepped. However, track bite is not the only thing RCB Racing will be doing for the Initiation 2017 event. They will also be supplying all the race fuels, additives, and NOS, purchased with an Initiation race pass from our website. These products can then be collected at the track. And no, we will not be hiking the prices up just because we can. If you're based in Gauteng, contact RCB Racing for any of your motorsport needs. Follow the link in the description of this video under partners. Have no idea what the Initiation 2017 event is? Well, it's 2 race weekends, one at the end of August and the other at the beginning of September. Both events will be taking place at ODI Raceway. The August race weekend will be a 1 kilometer drag challenge. On Saturday morning, the track will be open to competitors and spectators. The 1 kilometer drag strip will then remain open throughout the night with the first 100 meters prepped. Sunday morning, just before the event, we'll prep the first 400 meters of the strip. Each competitor will then get 3 solo runs. The average time of those runs will then determine a class leaderboard. Once every car has done their 3 runs, the top 4 cars in every class will then race heads up down the 1 kilometer straight. First place in every class will win 10,000 Rand, with 5,000 Rand for second place and 2,500 Rand for third. The following weekend will host a circuit challenge in the exact same format, with the track opening on Saturday for practice, and the timed event will take place on Sunday. However, this will be a timed event with a difference. While the 10 quickest laps will win huge amounts of prize money, the 10 most entertaining laps will also win the exact same amount of money. That means we'll be giving away 20 prizes in total. How does this work? Well, after every run, which will consist of 3 laps, people live streaming the event and spectators at the event will have the ability to vote out of 10 for how entertaining they thought each lap was. All the race entry fees will be put into a pot and awarded as the cash prizes. We have very few spots in the drag challenge still open and a number of spots in the circuit challenge still available. If you'd like to compete at this event, please visit www.autoplay.mobi/initiation 2017 and complete a race pass application. You can find a link in the description. We'll only be selling 5,000 spectator passes for each race weekend and significantly less campsites. Adults will pay 350 Rand for a weekend pass and 50 Rand for a campsite. Campsites will be limited to 5 people per site. Children under 12 accompanied by adults with spectator passes will be allowed in for free. We will provide shade, lights, seating, food, and drinks, but you're also welcome to bring your own. Spectator passes and campsites can be bought from our online store, which can be found at our website, www.autoplay.mobi, or you can find a link in the description of this video. Use the promo code INITIATION to qualify for free shipping on all Initiation products and a few other selected products in the store. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to share. And if you haven't already, please like and follow our Facebook page, then subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. We have an exciting episode of Underground GP coming up, which involves a cash night, a Porsche, and a Beetle.